everybody, it's Ron. Thanks for stopping by. Got a pretty good little pile of recent finds here. I went to the record store the other day and they had a big, nice selection of recent arrivals. I think this stuff's coming out of the same collection. A lot of it's promos. So within the last couple, 3 weeks, I've been seeing a lot of promos floating around, so I'm thinking they're coming out of the same collection. But everything was, in most cases, was reasonably priced, a half or a third of what it was worth. Nice shape, good titles, stuff I needed, so I had to break out the old Visa card, but let me tell you, it was well worth it. Before we get going with the recent arrivals that I got, this is something I've had in my collection for some time. And it is The Love Machine, Music to Blow Your Mind by. And this is a psych exploitation album from 1968. It's on the Design label. And this is one of the harder psych exploitation albums to come by. The cool thing about this is what they did is they had these early 60s instrumental recordings like a lot of this type of stuff is, but they took it a step further. They had somebody overdub electronic psychedelic sound effects over the music. So it's kind of interesting. On the downside, this album doesn't even clock in at 25 minutes, but it has, I actually did some checking, this thing has been reissued, but like I said, it's such a short album, I don't know if it'd be worth it to actually pay the money for a reissue. But if you see an original of it, I think it's worth grabbing, because I kind of enjoy this kind of sleazo exploitation type stuff, especially if it's psych related. Oh, another thing, if you look within the psychedelic pattern, you know, the guy's mind is getting blown here. You can see some words. You can see like pal and truth, and I think love is in here, raga. But if you look right here, it says LSD. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I got a sealed copy of Beau Brummel's From the Vaults, and this was originally released in 1982. And this is all previously unreleased Beau Brummel stuff from around the time of just prior and just after they started recording their second album. I've not opened this yet. It's still sealed, and it's on the Rhino label, and I think this one is kind of hard to come by, so I'll crack it sooner or later. Then we're going to start off with the more earlier released stuff, and then we're going to progress as the years go by. So we're going to start off with 1964, and I got a nice clean copy of the Wailers' Tall Cool one on Imperial, and it's still in the original shrink. I mean, the vinyl is as nice as the cover, near mint, just beautiful. And you can see on the back it has some writing on the shrink, and it gives the price of the mono. Mono copies were $2.97, and then if you wanted the stereo copies, you had to pay $3.95, so almost $1 more for the stereo. And in the mid-60s, $1 was quite a bit of money. I mean, we're talking a few dollars in today's money. So yeah, this is a mixture of sort of a garage, a little bit of surf, a little R&B, instrumentals, some have vocals. This is the first Wailers album for the Well, actually, I can't say that. I did have a Wailers album back in the 80s. It was the one on the United Artists Outburst, but that was from '66. This is the first early Wailers album that I've ever had. Then I got Dick Dale, Summer Surf, and this is a top level near mint copy in the original shrink. Just beautiful, and it is stereo. So this was a little more pricey, according to the right. It looked like it came out of the same store. If you wanted the mono, it was $3.87, and if you want the stereo copy, like this one is, it was $4.98. So in 1964, that was a lot of money. But it came with supposedly a free single. You know, nothing's ever free. They probably paid for it. But it had a Jerry Cole special promotional EP sampler in there, which it does not have. And it's actually like a little pocket right here that you could slide the record in right there, and it's in great shape right here. It's not torn. Just a really nice copy. And I was actually playing this the other day when I was showing that box of singles that I got. Then I got a nice Jefferson Airplane Takes Off in mono. I had a mono copy, but it was really rough. This thing is in excellent condition, really clean. I got it for half of the value of what it's worth. This is the third version, the common third version, without any of the censorship going on. Well, actually, I shouldn't have said that. Actually, the first version and the second version has censorship going on, and this is the final version that they arrived upon and that stayed in press. So, but I mean, for the money, oh, it's got this cool price sticker right there. It's coded price, and then down below it in print it says RCA Victor Rock and Roll. And then it's got the catalog number. And it's got like a little flap that the store clerk could tear it off, but it's still there. So that's neat. And then I got this Jefferson Airplane Surrealistic Pillow in mono. And the cool thing about this is the earliest pressing that they made. It's a 1S. So it's the very first run. It's got the 1S matrix code in the trail off, and it's got the glossy cover, which you don't see that much, and it's got the really nice pink hued cover. A lot of times in most copies you look at their faces and it'll be all like whited out. This has just got a nice, soft, pink tone to their faces, which is really cool. And I've seen this colored cover around a few times. This is definitely the nicest copy that I've ever seen of that. Usually, the copies that I've seen have been pretty rough. It does have some wear on the edge, but it's not really split. And the cover is nice and white on the back, so I'm pretty happy with this. And the vinyl's not bad either. Then I got the Electric Underground Guitar Explosion. Now this is the Psych Exploitation album that I was mentioning earlier. And it's got a really cool cover. I mean, you gotta love the cover. You gotta love the song titles. But what this is far from anything psychedelic. This album was actually recorded in 1960, and it was repackaged a couple of times. And what this is, it's a Jerry Cole album. It was released in 1960 under the name Twangy Guitar by Billy Boyd. And that would be a neat one to have, because I guess some of them are on red vinyl. But this is on the Premier label. And I knew exactly what I was buying, you know, when I bought this. So, you know, there was no great surprise here. But, I mean, just for the cheesiness of it, it's cool. And I finally got the first glass prism, Poe through the glass prism. And this is sort of proggy psych. It's on the RC label. And I don't really like this one as much as their second one. I think I like the second one better. This has got a lot of that organ going on, which didn't really thrill me too much. It was recorded at Les Paul Studios in New Jersey, and it was co-engineered by Les Paul himself, so that's pretty neat. They put Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. All of this might be Edgar Allan Poe poems. I'm not exactly sure, but I know the Raven is definitely. It's all set to music. I would think that probably these are all Edgar Allan Poe poems. So, yeah, it's interesting, but I think I prefer that second album. And this is probably the find of the whole presentation here. It's Tarantula. And this is their soul album from 1969. And it's on A&M. And it's a white label promo. This is a really cool album. They go for some pretty good money. And it was produced by Chad Stewart from Chad and Jeremy, of all people. And it was founded by Oz Bach, the late Oz Bach. And he was in the band Spanky and Our Gang. So, yeah, it starts out when you first drop the needle, the first song, it starts out, and it doesn't sound like it's going to be a very good album. And then it just, as the song progresses, it just starts getting freaky. And as the whole album progresses, it just keeps getting freakier and freakier. And then by the time you're into side 2, you're into some shit. It's a mixture of, there's a lot of jazz elements, just really weird sound effects and fuzz. There's some heavy fuzz going on. Really, really cool. A lot of people love this album, and I would definitely recommend it for an obscurity. Very, very cool. And I got it at a pretty good price, actually a bit below what they normally go for, so pretty happy with that. Okay, I'm going to flip over side 2 of that Love Machine. Okay, the next one is Moby Grape, Truly Fine Citizen, and you can see it's a promo cover, and this one's a little harder to find. I've been looking for this one for quite some time, and this album's from 1969. It's not a very highly rated album, like 2 stars, but actually I enjoyed it when I listened to it. I had heard this album a long time ago in the early 80s. A friend of mine had it, but it had been so long ago I couldn't really remember it. But yeah, the vinyl on this, man, just beautiful. It looks practically unplayed. So it's fantastic. It's happy to get this. It was a great price too. This one was a cheapie. It's Appaloosa. This is not an expensive album at all. You can get a good player copy probably for the $10 range, and it's on the 2i 360 label. And this is just really nice, gentle, sort of country folk, real solid. Kind of has the same flow through the whole album. Just nice album to put on late night, you know, and just relax to. I enjoyed it. I guess this is related to the band Blood, Sweat and Tears. It's got a member or two that went into that band. And then I got the third, Lynn County. And this is decent blues rock. It's from 1970. It's on the Phillips label. They had a couple of earlier albums that were on Mercury. Nothing real heavy. It's a white label promo, and it was alright. Okay, a while back, I showed this album in one of my videos. It's Diamond Rio, Rough Cuts. It's from 1978, and it's on a small independent label, Mad Dog Records. This is, and I recommended this. This is a very good album. Sort of garagey, punky, very cool, hard-edged music. And I actually found the major label release of, I guess this is the first album, and it's from '76. It's on the Kama Sutra label. Now I listened to side one of this and I was not disappointed. It's got that hard-edged, punky, kick-ass rock and roll sound, you know, and I know John would really like both those albums if he does not have them. And so definitely search this out. And interesting, this guy in the front cover, he's flipping two birds. So he's not flipping one bird, he's flipping two birds. So he is making his statement. He is badass. Yeah, good album though. And then this is one that I picked up because John at John's Rockin' Vinyl 77 recommended it. It's the first Blue Oyster Cult. And this is the first Blue Oyster Cult album or record that I ever owned. He recommended it, so I got it, original copy. Nice clean cover because it still had the shrink on it, but it was pretty damaged, so I went ahead and I removed it. So I haven't listened to this one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Highly rated album, 4 stars. Okay, one more thing. I got a concert ticket for next weekend. I'll still be on my vacation when I go to this thing, so it's next Sunday night. And actually, Saturday night, they're playing in LA. So if anybody's in LA and wants to check them out, here's your heads up. So I'm going to go see the Flaming Groovies. And I'm going to see them at the Rhythm Room here in Phoenix, a small club. So I'm looking forward to that. This is their latest single that I picked up on Record Store Day. And it's got Cyril Jordan. He was a founding member of the Groovies, along with Roy Loney, who was their original singer. And it's got George Alexander, their original bassist. And then it's got the singer, I think it was, his name's Chris Wilson. And it's got the singer, and he's the guy that replaced Roy Loney in '72, I think. So he's been the singer for the band since '72. So it's 3 early key members and a drummer that they picked up. So this should be good. I looked at their set list that had been playing earlier in the year, and they're doing a cover version of the Byrds, I Feel a Whole Lot Better. So I can't wait to see them do that. So that should be a pretty fun show, and looking forward to it. Yeah, I picked this up. I got a corked turntable mat. Supposed to improve your sound a little bit because it doesn't pick up any static. It's dust reduced. You know, you're not going to get a lot of dust on your vinyl using the cork. It doesn't show it on this picture, but actually it's got kind of a recessed portion of the cork where when you lay your record down, the label fits flat on the cork. So it's kind of a neat feature. This was a little bit pricey at $25, but yeah, like I say, you're gonna have reduced static discharge and just a cleaner mat. So that's it, I guess. I can't think of anything else to say. Having fun, enjoying my week off, and probably go out, you know, next day or two, hit some more stores, might hit some antique malls or something like that. Just relaxing and chilling, and you know, a lot of you gotta be at work, but you'll get your day off. Alright, that's it, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time.